name's Vanessa. I'm a senior at UCLA, and this is the story about how my physical and mental health issues led me to God. Growing up, my faith wasn't really important to me. I believed in a God, but it didn't influence any of my decisions, not at least until high school. When I was 15, I had to take a break from school for a year because of mental health issues. I had severe OCD, depression, and anxiety. I would wash my hands excessively, move things back and forth until they felt just right, count everything I did, only landing on numbers I had deemed okay, and most irrationally of all, praying for hours and hours of my day, genuinely scared that God would punish me if I didn't perform these actions. Because my anxiety mostly revolved around the fear of God, my mom brought me to church. She felt bringing me to church would help ease my fears. It was hard for a long time, because to me, my fears were real. But starting to learn about God did help. I learned I was trying to earn God's love and forgiveness. I held on to and learned about God's love for me and that He wanted me there with Him no matter what. So, with a mixture of learning who God is and therapy, I did realize most of my fears were irrational, and I gradually got better. As I slowly got better, I gradually stopped going to church by my freshman year of college. I was just so wrapped up with feeling like I had missed out as a teenager. I wanted to just have fun. Church wasn't part of that fun picture for me because I felt I'd learned all I needed to know about God to just live the rest of my life. I knew He loved me, and that's all I was willing to consider. My view of God was wrong because I wasn't considering the cross, my sin, or even how to receive forgiveness. I started focusing more on my goal of making it to UCLA, which I did, but I ended up having a lot of anxiety about moving. I also had really high anxiety because I had been going to the doctors for months because my regular blood tests were abnormal. The anxiety and stress only built as I moved in, kept flying home for appointments, was trying to make friends, getting used to the quarter system, and experienced feeling alone. My roommate is a Christian and invited me out to church. Feeling like having God on my side was the only way I could keep going here in LA, I was willing to go. This was also around the time they'd finally figured out what was wrong with me. I found out I have essential thrombocythemia and had to get a biopsy on my hip to confirm the diagnosis. ET is a blood disease that means I could clot easily or had trouble controlling any bleeding. With OCD, I was just used to trying to control everything, and the thought of knowing what was next made me feel safe. But with my diagnosis, there was a lot of unknowns, and I definitely couldn't control what was going on with my body. Through that time, feeling so alone, like I couldn't control anything, and filled with anxiety, I felt all I could do was seek out help from God and pray. I went to church sporadically at first, but still, I started trying to learn more about who God is and how I can build my faith. When I went to church as a teenager, I was just trying to feel better emotionally. I was learning about God to ease my fears. Now in college, I was willing to allow God into every part of my life. I was fighting so hard to trust God and let go of that fear surrounding my biopsy results, but I felt held back for some reason. I was able to attend our winter retreat when I realized that my deep need for control was why I was still carrying so much anxiety and felt held back. Our pastor talked about how we want 100% certainty that everything will be okay, even though there's a lot we can't have that with. I realized I tried to have 100% certainty and control over any unknown in life. I was holding back on my trust with God and not taking His invitation to rest because I couldn't let go of control. By the end of winter retreat, I made the decision to become Christian because I didn't want to feed into my fears about the unknown anymore. I wanted to let go of that drive to control and give everything to God. God is who I can have 100% certainty in, even if I was scared. I knew that in order to gain interest, I had to give it first and lean into Him. Giving up that drive to control changed and helped how I took on daily life and looked at my past. I think about all that I've been through, knowing how it sucked and changed my life, but if I hadn't gone through it, I wouldn't be where I am today. As I look back on it, I'm grateful those things happened because they shaped who I am and what I value today. I don't need a dead set plan that makes me feel panicked if I don't stick to it or need to have every answer. Those years of struggling with my anxiety and health led me to consider religion and God where I never would have before. Even now, with prospecting about the future and COVID happening, I still have to remind myself to let go of that need for control and hold on to trusting God. Ultimately, knowing my life is in the best hands, I don't need to fear the unknown. I hope you enjoyed hearing my story. We're made up of 2 Christian groups on the UCLA campus, Acts2Fellowship and Klesis. So if you're interested in hearing more about us, you can click the links down below to connect with our Instagrams and websites. See you next time.